Eons of war, forged into jewels. The glory of battle is finally in our hands. A mighty strength. The power of gems.
Strategy, war never ends. Million Lords, real-time strategy, war never ends.
Alright, perfect. Should be able to see, is my overlay correct? Wait, let me change some few things. Hi everyone, sorry for those on the Discord vocal channel with me who can hear me twice or in double. Maybe you have to mute the stream if you have it on. Alright, let's just make sure everyone joins us. Hi everyone, the giveaway isn't on yet, don't worry, as usual I'm always late. Didn't have time to remove the message. What's up Raul? Oh, how you doing? Someone wants to hear you speak to Deadly, but wait for me to introduce you guys first. They won't speak, okay? Okay, let me make sure the giveaway is going on and the stream, the code is correct, because you guys are going to kill me if it isn't the correct one. Yeah, it isn't the correct one. Just give me a sec. Alright. Okay, good. That should be the correct promo code. And then let me start the giveaway. While I'm doing that, I'm waiting for everyone to join us. This Twitter message has been sent. Let me just send a message on our Discord. Join our Discord if you aren't there yet. You're missing out on the wonderful, wonderful news. I'm just joking. They're all mean here. Okay, Discord. Let's tag everyone, send the Twitter message. That is good. I think we are good? Okay. Twitter message has been sent. I'll do the introductions, then I'll send the notification to the phone. Alright. Let's begin. Oh, yeah, I can't begin without starting the giveaway. I'm always late, guys, sorry. Okay, as usual, you can get a skin, city skin, not the star one this time. Maybe one Yggdrasil skin. Earth skin, maybe, who knows. Actually, I'm going to see, depending on how you guys perform, or how. If you guys are nice to me, I might even give you the Easter and Held City skin. Okay, let's go to the bot, Cloud bot, giveaways. Yep. For how long? Let's say 45 minutes, just to make sure those who join in late can get in too. Just noticed I didn't close the last giveaway. Dwarf Forge skin, yep. 45 minutes. Okay, should be good. If I start it, can you guys see it? Alright, wait a minute for it to go on. Is it started? Triggerman. Yeah, we're going to talk about the gold changes. Don't worry, it's coming. Wait, did it start the giveaway? Oh no, I didn't start it. My bad. Should be good now. Yeah, it's good. Perfect. So as this giveaway is going on, you can start typing. Sorry for being late. Let me give you a quick rundown of what's going to happen during this stream. As I have some special guests who were kind enough to join me. I'll have to make sure everything goes well since they are here. Can't have guests and not do things correctly. So first, let's introduce ourselves. As usual, I'm Azengard, your host for this stream. But the main stars today are our guests. We're going to talk about the aspects you can see written on the screen. They are going to change during the stream. We are going to talk about many things. We're going to I'm going to look at the questions you guys have. Maybe if you have some time, I'm going to ask them the questions you have for them. Who knows? But first, we're going to start by talking about the player guide. The guide that has been going on. Players have been involving themselves in making the guide. Especially Schultz and Seven, who's been working on it, and Too Deadly too. I think Schultz will be who talk best about it before me. But yeah, so after we've talked about the guide, we're going to get into the meat of the main part, which is talking about the changes which has been done. Get your feedback. Then later we are going to end the giveaway, and as usual during all the stream, you'll get a promo code who's going to be updated every 20 minutes. But that I'm sure you are going to remind me every time, so I have no worries about that. Okay, so first let's start by introducing our guests. Okay, Flora, can you just say what league you're on and how long you've been playing the game? Okay. Alright, thanks. And what league are you in? Oh, wait a minute, guys. I didn't get my sounds correctly. Let me change it. They can't hear you yet. What do you output? Score. Oh, I'm sorry. As you were speaking, they're telling me they can't hear you. It's because I didn't take into account my sounds. Just a minute. Audio output, yep. Give me a sec. Okay, should be better. Let me see, I'm going to make a little sound. You guys can tell me if you're hearing it. Sorry about the sound, did you hear that? Tell me on stream.
No.
Oh, normally you didn't hear it, but the guys on stream should have heard it, so it's perfect now. I'm sorry, Flora, you have to start again. My bad, I'm very, very sorry. All you have to do is just tell us your league and how long you've been playing.
I'm gonna penalize you for this.
I'm sorry.
Give you a penalty. I'm going to attack your village later.
I'm killing you, won't find me. Okay.
I will be merciless, yeah. Hello everyone, my name is Flora. I've been a player on Million Lords since September last year. I'm still a small player and I play in the Diamond League on the Europe server. Some of you might know me, as I'm already getting a lot of Discord messages, it seems. I'm here to talk based on the point of view from a small player's perspective.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for that, about that, Flora. Okay, Seven, can you just tell us your league and how long you've been playing the game?
Yeah, I'm on the American League. Been playing since season 4. I took a big break in the middle.
You took a big break, so now you're obviously you should be in the Diamond League, and you say you've been playing since season 4. That should be like how long has that been since? You would say more than a year and a half.
Longer than that, I think. 2 years maybe.
Oh damn! Let's see who has the most seniority among all of us. Okay, Shield, it's your turn. Give us a little bit, if you want, you can tell us about yourself, but most importantly, what league are you in and how long have you been playing?
I've been playing since season 3, and 7 was definitely playing that far back. So he terrorized people back in the day, and he came back and started terrorizing people again. So I bounce between platinum and diamond. It's more based on how much time I have and what our clan wants to do. So MLA is the clan we're in. It's pretty awesome. We used to be centered around helping new players learn the game, and now with the leagues coming in play, we just kind of be a cool place for people to kind of chill out and enjoy the game. Yeah, anything else you wanted out of that, Az?
No, for now, it's just the presentation, and while you were talking, I was sending the notification to everyone. So let's just ask Too Deadly to introduce himself, then we are going to go on to the main part of the stream. Deadly, everyone wanted to hear what you sound like, so here's your time to shine.
Okay, I guess. I think I went unseen already, I guess, because I've technically been around since season 1. Although I've missed 7 or 8 seasons since then. I'm on US Diamond. Hello.
Hi. Okay. Perfect. Everyone has to introduce themselves. While you guys were talking, I took the time to send a notification to your phones, to everyone's phone, so we can get a lot more people joining us. And the giveaway is going on. The stream code is correct. Am I missing anything? Not at all, so it's fine. Okay, let's go down with the main subjects of this stream. First, as I said, we're going to talk about the guide, which has been people like 7 Shirts and Too Deadly has been involving themselves a lot more than myself. I'm thankful for them for that. I can't really speak. What's the word? I'm thankful to them for that. Is that in English? Forgive my French, guys. Is that a word? Thankful to them for that? I'm not sure. Is that something you say? I'm thankful to them for that. I'm not sure. Anyway.
Maybe grateful?
Grateful? Yeah, grateful is the word. Yeah, it doesn't. Alright, let's get on with it. As I was saying, we are going to talk about the guide. Shields, I'll let you talk about it a little bit, then I'll give my, I won't say opinion, but I'll give my take on what we expect as the company expects from this guide and what we are going to do going on with this.
Yes, thanks for having us on here. Oh, it looks like there's a network error.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for having us on here. And yeah, so for the guide, it's something that some of the old-time players got together with a Million Victories for, kind of a joint effort where we're trying to make something that a new player could come into and then learn the game, but also something for players who are a little more advanced to refine their understanding and knowledge of the game, so that way they can go forward and be the best. Kind of took a few different approaches to this. One of the main things is we wanted to make sure that it was simple, not overwhelming, because if a new player comes in, if they're seeing all this stuff that doesn't make sense and they're getting all the advanced details without really understanding what's going on with the game, it's going to be overwhelming, and it's not going to help them out. If anything, they'll probably feel more frustrated. So that's kind of one aspect of it. But we didn't want to make it where the advanced person wasn't going to be able to benefit from it at all either. We also understand people have different styles of learning and attention spans. So we have some stuff and what we'll start with is the text-based stuff, but we're moving into also trying to get a video format going, and then trying to get some stuff where people can update the content on their own. That was the main reason why we used the fandom page. which is based off the old Wikia pages, if you're familiar with those, as opposed to like a WordPress. It would allow more people to contribute long term. The people who are contributing are all volunteers. We aren't really getting compensated much for our time, and we're doing it just because we enjoy the game and we want to see people do well. A lot of us have had some heartburn, just feeling bad about players who didn't understand a concept and had to learn the hard way for things. So there's that, and then also it does take a lot of time to train people up. So if we have something that is easy for them to go to that they can also learn from, it'll be easier for everyone across the board, at least as a starting point before we get into doing the more advanced training and concepts. So I guess that's the quick intro to it. I could go into more details as people need, but we'll just start with that.
Okay. I also like to add a little bit of context. Just to be clear, there was always a need of let's say guide for newer players, because some, as Shield said, some players had some difficulties adjusting to the game and finding working strategies. But we also wanted something made by the community for them to put it together. Like we didn't want to involve ourselves too much. We will provide like resources. We provide everything the people doing the guide will ask from us. But we don't want for it to become just something the company made. So everything you will be seeing on the fandom and everything has been posted on it, has been done by players like you guys. And we are very thankful for that. And also, if you want to involve yourselves, as I think Shirt said it, you can just come to him or go to anyone with the community guide role on the Discord. I might say the guide helper role, the guide helper role on the Discord. And if you want to involve yourself, it's very welcome. Shirt talked about compensation. We aren't really compensating people who do it because we don't want people to only be driven by the fact that they want a reward. But as things go on, as a company, we have also seen that some people are very much involved in it, and it's like we don't want to just make it so the main driving force for people doing it should be us being compensating them. But we are thinking of at least giving out some bundles to people who are very much involved, and just to show our appreciation. But we don't want that to be the main thing people are looking forward to when they participate. Do it because you want to help the community. Don't do it because you expect us to reward you. But we are going to reward people. We wanted to make sure that was clear. Then as for the guide goes, as I said, go to the guide helper role people. Shield should be able to answer you. Seven or Godish, anyone you see with the role will be able to answer you. They will give, once they figure you want to participate and that you are a good candidate, they'll give you the role, they can do it. And later, I think it would be good to just have anyone who wants to participate to the guide, just go on the website. And if it's a fandom, it's participative, you can just go and add the content to it. As soon as it has been reviewed, it will be added to the fandom, and you have contributed to it. So that was it about the guide. Is there anything? Did I miss something, or is there anything you want to add, Shield?
Yeah, we have a few different aspects to how we're approaching the development. So we have some stuff that is designing and make sure the layout is good. That is something that Seven has done a phenomenal job taking up on his own. He's used some of the skill sets he's built over his professional career to help learn what we need to do in order to build this site. Then we have other people like Too Deadly and Brit and a few others who are veterans, and they're adding content, but they're also there to be able to help guide newer people who maybe don't have the same level of experience. They're going to be able to do a certain level of quality control check that you were just talking about. And then lastly, we have some people like Mark Action who are pretty good with video editing. And so we're trying to standardize formats so that way when someone's going to go watch a video or tutorial on something, you're not getting like 30 seconds of intros. You're getting right to the content. And he's working on a kind of standardized format for that. And then hopefully we can work with Million Victories on kind of getting a verified or certified like tag or something to help kind of give any of the content makers, something tangible to go off of to help with their own their own social media stuff. So we're working through all that right now. If you have ideas or want to join for any of that, definitely come ask us. We're looking for people who are passionate about various aspects that we just talked about. And if you think you have something to contribute, or if you have the time and don't mind being guided by other people, then that's awesome. I do want to have a little bit of standardization across the site. So if you are joining, do kind of make sure you're okay with someone saying, hey, your content was great, but we're going to change it in this way, or can you redo it in XYZ way? So don't just expectation management. We are trying to create some kind of standardization to make it easy going forward. But yeah, that's it. If you guys are excited to join, we definitely love to have a few more people in those areas, especially being able to create some content. Could really use that help. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shield. And as you said, we are going to provide anything you guys want. We will try to provide. For the approval stamp, I think we are going to provide like an intro video ourselves, like each time, and we are going to share that each video that has been done for the guide on our YouTube channel. So anything you'll see on there has been obviously approved by us, but we also have like a little intro saying Million Victor. I don't really know their form right now. I'm not the one who's going to do the video. They've already done a base video which we're going to base ourselves on to make something like which acts as a approved by MV Million Victories video or intro or something like that. Anyway, I'm not really sure of how it's going to look at the final aspect of it, but our artists are already aware of it, and I've already asked them to provide something in that sense. Okay, let's get on with the main questions. I know you guys I've already seen you guys on the chat. Already firing at me all kinds of questions. First, we are going to listen to our guests. You guys are not guests yet on this Twitch stream. So the first people who have the honor of talking about all of these aspects are those on stream. Then maybe later we are going to take your own views, because I know you guys have views. Okay, Dara, I'm going to answer your questions. Les Master, yes, and Triggerman too. I know you have a lot of things to say. So let's get first on with the first part of the stream, which is talking about gold being awarded only on level up. What is the impact on the game? As you guys know, we've removed the gold on level up. This goes hand in hand with all the changes we've been making to see how it impacts the game and maybe figure out some way to improve the game. But also one of our objectives with removing gold on level up was to make sure that people weren't only focusing on leveling up, but also like trying to defend their towns, since towns will be producing gold. I'd like to know what the players' view take on it, how it has impacted your gameplay. There will be a survey later, but now is the stream, so we're going to talk directly to you guys. First, I'm going to ask Flora, what do you think about the fact that we've removed the gold on leveling up, and does it make you, for example, want to keep more of your towns, or when you lose town, do you feel a heartache? Is it a good thing or a bad thing, according to you?
As for me, actually, it was pretty hard to take that one, because last season I only benefited for gold until level 74, so I did not realize it until after. So I really was counting on that gold when leveling up, because being a small player, it helped me a lot to keep my towns, because I don't have enough time to play, and I'm the player that everyone hates. I play early in the morning at 5 a.m. So yeah, that's why for me it counted a lot to keep my cities, and having high level cities, it helped a lot to keep my production in place as well. So it now not having enough gold to level them up and keep them safe while I'm gone, it's hard for me, but it's not as frustrating as I thought it would be.
Okay, I'm hearing people saying it's harsh on newer players. Seven, what do you have to say about that?
I'm not a fan of it at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a high salvager player, so losing cities is great for me. But
Yeah.
as a whole, I think the server stays smaller. It also creates a problem where players want to dump all their cities because salvage is the only way they're getting gold now. So you don't have as much, fighting, defending tactics. I think it actually, contradicts the point of what what you guys were trying to do, which is get people to hold the cities. Because even with the increased gold production, it's nominal. It doesn't really do much at all.
I saw some people say in chat that we should increase the amount of gold cities give if you want to make it relevant. What do you think about that?
I don't know that you could increase it enough to make it worth it, to be honest. Gold production, from what I've ever seen.
Okay, so for 7, not a good thing. Should we get back to the golden level up system the way it was before?
Yeah, it definitely, like I say, I think the majority of players now rely on the handful of really high salvager people to level up cities now. So they just let them go, salvagers raise them up, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I see. Because if the amount of gold players get from cities doesn't compensate the lack of golden level up, so it's really counterproductive. Shields, you have an yeah, tell me 7. Yeah, you go on 7. Sorry, I cut you. I cut you there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it actually, to a degree, makes the problem of trading worse, and I don't mean these agreements players have to actually trade, but it's the unspoken trading. I won't wall you if you don't wall me, because at the end everybody wants the gold. And I always try and position myself to play players that are aggressive and are actually a challenge. I don't want to just take cities every 1 to 4 hours and call it a day. That's not fun for me.
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay, I see your points, and okay, it's noted. Actually, we have people from the company watching this. That's because it's even more effective because most of the people from the company also watch these streams. So everything you guys have to say, be it on chat or during the stream, everyone hears it. Even the people in charge of I won't say stability. What's the term? Anyway, the one who does the game design and makes sure that everything goes well when we change stats in the game, they're also listening. So this helps me. I don't really have the point of view of people who are good enough, as good as you guys, or who design the game. So that goes to I can't really say right now what my point of view is. As a player, I like personally having some gold when I leveled up, but I also see the benefit of having more gold from my cities, and I'm not sure if as a player I'm alright with having only one source of gold, and if I don't have any cities, I'm not sure. So Shield, do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, I think the reason why you're having trouble getting your prosperous to work out with your city leveling is because the amount of gold you need per city to level up is exponential, but your prosperous is only on a linear scale. So it works well at first, but once you hit certain levels of cities, you're no longer able to get the compensation. So you either need to make the prosperous some kind of exponential, or you need to relook at how much gold you need per city level. So that way those two are in comparison. It just comes down to balancing the skills in the game. And then, which I know is a little bit harder because I know it's more at diamond level, but there's some large disparities on what people have because of their gear or because of the temples that they have, versus some players who don't have the temples because their clan just isn't strong enough, or doesn't have the gear because either they're not paying for it or they haven't been playing long enough.
Yeah.
So if they're able to balance that, I think you'll find it'll work out. But it's going to take some work on that.
Okay, I see. It's your turn to Deadly. Anything more to add compared to what 7 shared?
I mean, mine's pretty much the same thing as what Seven said, which is it basically ends up as a trading buff, right? Like it's because anyone who's trading already gets more gold proportionally from taking and losing cities than from like leveling up than players who hold cities. So when you remove the gold from people who hold them, you're just not really affecting the people who trade as much as the people who don't.
Oh, yeah, I see. So, in your opinion, it was counterproductive because we thought, okay, removing your gold on level up would make sure that people want to keep their cities, but actually it's not to work. It doesn't work that way. That's what I'm hearing. It doesn't encourage people to keep their cities. Yeah, okay, good to know. Let me change the subject. Okay, we're going to go to the next subject. I think I'm going to take questions at the end, or should I? No, I'm going to take questions at the end. Or I'm going to spend so much time watching chat and not saying anything on stream. So let's just take questions at the end and get on with the next subject. And just make sure I get my overlay right. If I don't make it go away. Okay. So the next subject is the wall cooldown. As you guys know, we reduced the wall cooldown from 4 hours to 1 hour. Same. We wanted to actually. There's 2 sides of the coin. We want to know what happens when we already know what happens when we remove the wall. Some players liked it, having been able to attack everyone at all time without having walls at all. But we also wanted to know what would happen if we reduce the 4 hours to 1 hour. Will it benefit people who play more? Will it create more gameplay? Will people spend more time in the game? Or will it make it more frustrating for people who don't have enough time to play? I'd like to get your view on that, and maybe Flora, do you have anything to say about the walls being reduced to 1 hour instead of 4?
Yeah, I think in the beginning it was pretty much cool that we have reduced the cooldown from 4 hours to 1 hour, but then I have noticed that some of the players who are trading are taking advantage of this new feature. So it's encouraging more and more the trading between the cities, because they're also getting they're benefiting from the double experience points. And for me, since I don't have enough time to play, it's a bit frustrating, because indeed the cities are cooling down much faster, and I cannot keep them for long.
Yeah, personally, my cities are, as soon as I take some cities, I come back like a few hours later, they're all gone. So it's kind of special. I don't know what to think about it. Seven, you had anything to say on that?
I actually, I like the cooldown being less, because I like to, when I go into, striker mode, I like to be able to do a huge run and take everything I can at one point. So it allows me to get a lot further, and, I don't have a 4-hour window to get back to a safe spot, so it makes it a lot more fun. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you can't avoid it, increasing traders a little bit, but I don't think I've noticed a huge change, because it's, they're going to do it if it's 4 hours, 8 hours, an hour, it doesn't really matter. It's still going to happen.
Okay. Shields, I know you have something to say, and actually, since I can't take the opinion of the chat directly, I'm going to create a poll while I'm asking this question to you guys, so at least to see what people, if they like it or not. It will be simple. Dara says it sucks. Okay, Dara, I get what you have to say. I'm going to create a poll, but here you can start telling also your viewpoint on this cooldown being reduced, Shields, if you want.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm for or against it. I kind of agree it speeds up and allows people to be more active in game. So when I am in game, there are a lot more things for me to hit. But I'm also on the side of I'm not on the game a lot because of stuff in real life going on. So I did notice one thing, that there was a huge jump in the KP for people in general. I noticed that the higher KP was, I think it was 980 million. for the final of last season, and that's significantly more than I remember seeing. And that, so I would say that it goes back into the people who are in the game more are going to benefit more from it. So it encourages activity in game, for the better or worse.
Yeah. Is that also what you felt? Does it encourage more activity? And but is it a good thing for traders? What do you think about it, Deadly?
Sorry, it's another, it's pretty much another trading buff, but it has more benefits. Yes, I mean, there are those factors of it does encourage activity, and like there's a few benefits to it. But overall, if you're attacking a big player and they're defending, it's going to take you more than an hour. Whereas if you're trading, it's going to take less than an hour, so you can just get right back into it because you don't have to worry about delay.
Yeah.
If you're attacking people who are defending, you're not done in an hour, and then you start losing cities again before you can even start defending.
So about the part where it increases the activity of players, do you agree with that? Do you still feel like players will be more active in the game?
It definitely rewards more activity just because I mean you're not holding stuff for as long if you're not active. So that is, I guess, a benefit, but it also it makes it so you have a sort of a requirement for a certain level of activity as well.
Yeah. For personally, when I take cities, as I said in the beginning, like just a few hours later, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't have that much time to play. I might do my few attacks, then I go and do something else. Then I come back like 3 to 4 hours later because I know the walls will be down, but I also know all my cities will not have been gone. But as a player, it shows me I need to be more active. So personally, I can't say I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I think it rewards more activity into the game. I don't know how that translates to newer players. Flora, you said for you it's not a good, you don't feel it's a good thing as you're someone a bit newer to the game and I feel you don't have that much time to play too.
Well, last week I was attacked and my manager saw me at the desk playing Million Lords, so it was not good for me.
Yeah.
And I was playing naturally. I was like, yeah, doing my things. But I also have my phone in front of me, so trying to defend myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So seven says if you feel it's a good thing. When Deadly says it rewards activity for you, I think you have more time you spend more time in the game than other players. Do you feel like it gives you a more advantage compared to those who don't have as much time to play the game?
Yeah, I mean, I typically have more time in game. Yeah, it allows for more competition too. You know, if I take a bunch of cities, I know somebody's not going to be hitting me from where I came from for 4 hours on a 4-hour timer. Now I have to be a lot more strategic on a 1-hour timer.
Okay, so let me just make sure. I wanted to start a poll, or I just find out how to do it. Okay, let's just move on to the next subject while I'm setting up a poll. Quick one. The question is, wall for our 1 hour wall instead of 4. Yes or no? It's easy, guys. Just want to get a quick answers from the chat. Yes, no. Let me just set up this poll quickly. Yeah, the worst duration, let's say 5 minutes. That time we talk about the next subject. Then I'll see what people have to say on the chat about it. 1 hour wall instead of 4. Okay, started the poll. So let's get on with the next subject, which is... Actually forgot, let me look my notes. Okay, so the current meta, I wanted to talk about this because as a company and as game designers, we want to make sure people use all the talents or all the skills we put into the game. And right now I feel like, people have been telling me they feel like only striker and speed is being used. And I wanted to know your viewpoint on what are the builds that you guys use? What are the ones? What do you invest in? And what are the useless talents? I would say useless, the one less used talents. or the ones you guys feel like you could need a buff, or that we could put more emphasis on into the game. If you have any viewpoint on that, if you don't have any, don't worry. It's not so important. It's not. It doesn't. I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but I'm sorry, my overlay, I nearly removed it. You guys didn't see anything. I hope no one noticed. Okay, so Flora, do you feel like there are talents which are better than others and some you don't want to use at all, or do you feel like everyone plays the same kind of build into the game? Do you have any viewpoints on that or not?
I don't use much the gold items. I've got a lot of legendary items lately, and also legendary gems which relate to gold. And I don't use them at all, so I rely on the gold that I get from attacking or defending mostly. So,
Yeah.
but my main focus indeed is on striker and striker defense and troops items. So that's what I'm working on to level them up and improve my game.
Yeah, I see. Personally, I like doing a few attacks, and so I invest only in attack and speed, because I just come do my attacks, then go on with my day. But I've never tried experimenting with improving other talents. And what do you have to say about that, Seven? Do you have like a multiple builds, or do you also focus only like me only on attack and speed?
Yeah, my main focus goes two ways. It's usually striker and rusher, and then I'll swap over to a salvager build when I start getting attacked a lot, or if I know I'm going to be off for the day. If I'm not there to defend, actually, even if I am defending, if I have the opportunity, I'll switch to a salvager build. I have a really high salvager, so I lose one city, I make a ton of gold.
Okay.
I never, and my gear covers cautious and things like that. So I very rarely swap to, recruiter or anything like that.
Okay. And Shoot, have anything to add to what Seven said, and Flora?
Yeah, I'm not on as much. So for me, by the time I take cities and then people know my schedule pretty decently well, I end up losing most of the cities. So I end up just staying striker for most of the season. I find that even if I would put points into rusher, I'm not really creating that much of an advantage. So I just leave it all on striker right now. If I do seem to bubble up and get higher up, I'll sometimes switch to either a cautious and salve build, or I'll just leave it in and try to defend. When defending, I typically try to take advantage of the guardian from the cities themselves. I feel like that's been a nice compromise, so I'm not burning gems constantly switching builds. So I've kind of appreciated that feature you guys added in quite a few seasons ago.
Yeah. All right. Deadly, anything more? Or...
So first of all, recruiter, rusher, striker, salve. Those are kind of the main four. Cautious is, of course, useful sometimes, and you need.
You said the main four were? Just to make sure.
Striker, salvager, recruiter, rusher.
Okay.
Rusher is speed, but cautious is useful sometimes. You obviously need fearless and brave. Guardian does need a little bit of a buff now, I think, just because strikers are getting so high. Prosperous is useless, just completely. You run into the issue of, if you can have the same amount of prosperous or recruiter, you can always convert one troop into like 10 gold. You can't convert gold back into troops nearly as easily. And scavenger is just too weak now. It used to be too strong, then no longer you didn't get it from cities anymore when you attacked. That was like 2 years ago now. Wow. And now it just doesn't do much. Like the issue with it, I think, is now it's only from troops, so you kind of need to kill off your own troops to get it. Because unless you're getting walled, you're not getting any.
Yeah, you said prosperous. The fact that do you guys have any take on any say on something we could do about Prosperous who could make it useful? Is it a buff, or do we need to rework the stat, the talent?
I mean, if you just, I don't know. The issue is there's not enough to make it worth getting gold instead of troops. Just because you can always use recruiter and just convert it to more gold later. So it would have to be at least like 5 times stronger, which is the issue.
I see. So
to make it even compare with recruiter.
So either a huge buff or a rework. That's what I'm hearing. Everyone on the discussion on board with that?
I agree, but I somewhat disagree. I think if you're doing a linear change to the value,
deadly shields. You had I think you disconnected.
Consider doing it is, for example, maybe the longer you keep a city, the more you get out of it, and I think that'll help compensate for some of those gains a little bit more than just arbitrarily raising Prosperous. The other thing you consider for Prosperous is, instead of making it only like a few percent increase, changing the math in which Prosperous works, so that way it balances with increasing cities more, and that way people will either want to keep the cities or, whatever it is, a little bit more.
Okay. Seven or Flora, anything more, or should we move on with the subject?
No, I think that covers it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also good.
All right, perfect. So just as we were talking about the current meta, we got to the result. I did a quick survey, quick poll, and people were like, for 77% of them, they said they were good with having walls only for 1 hour, and that gives us a view of what the chat thinks about this change. But what we actually do as a company is to observe, and the fact that it's still on even after the first season where it was introduced is that we want to leave it more time, because some things change and first people are on board or not on board, and then after some time we realize actually it was a good thing. So we are still going to use this current season and see how it goes on, and see if opinions change, or if there's a really definite answer as to what the community wants in regards to this change, talking about the 1 hour wall. I didn't do a survey for the gold one, maybe we might do it, but but that also goes for a general, as things go generally, when we do one change on the one season, unless it was a really obvious error, we like to leave it run for at least 2 to 3 seconds before taking a decision. So yeah, let's get on with the next subject. I see you guys talking on the chat. Yeah, I'm going to get to the chat. I'm sorry, people to whom I can't answer. I will have to. The guest of honors are here, and later, after I'm done with the questions I have for them, I'm going to see what you guys have to say. All right. Okay. So the next subject is the state of the community. I'm talking about more of the atmosphere. Is just people being friendly in game? Is it a wholesome game? Is there something that we need to make sure to do, apart from making sure that we implement chat restrictions, or making sure we moderate people who talk badly in the chat? But apart from that, as a community, is the community does it feel like a good community? Does it feel like everyone has his place here? Is it exclusive to newer players? Is it older players bullying people? We wanted to make sure to know about that. At least through the stream, I have the opinion of players to know. Is there something we need to make sure that we implement to make sure it goes better, or is it already good? Or what are your takes on this? Flora, let's start with you.
With me. Well, from what I've noticed in the general chat, there are a lot of new players that encounter golden players, let's say so, and most of them, when they do they do something wrong, the golden player starts to teach them and explain them how should they act or behave or what to do, and they give them a lesson. So there are some players who have this culture to teach others, and players who are not teaching the others because they have been, let's say, nasty to them. So it's But in generally, I have seen there is a nice community in the European server, and people are really helpful with the others, and they try to help them elevate as well. So helping the one next to you grow, it's a good culture.
Okay. Seven, do you have any anything to say about that?
Yeah, I think overall it's a good community. I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing that could be changed is giving us a mute button, because there's always ends up being, a random person who's pretty toxic. And if we could just mute them, we could deal with it that way, but we don't have that option.
Okay. Some people telling me if they can get on here and speak. Maybe for the next some future streams, let's send like a community call. So who wants to participate, and we'll have a vote. Maybe, who knows? Don't take my word for it. I'll start with Deadly this time instead of Shield, just to mix it up. Deadly, you have any take on that, on the community and?
I mean, not particularly outside of what's already been said. I don't know that there is too much to say. Sorry for the background noise, by the way. There's a lot now.
It's okay. Okay, so if that's it, let's go with Shield.
I'd say overall the community's gotten better. When trading really wasn't regulated, there was a lot of pointing fingers, and it led to a lot of drama. The problem I see more now is that you have a lot of new players who are there eager to learn and listen, but then you have some players who are going off and teaching them things that are not right. And I have a little problem with it, because it's teaching, a lot of those players are the ones teaching them how to trade. They're teaching them how to, I'll let you take my city for free if you don't defend. Like, that kind of defeats the fun of the game. Yeah. And I kind of have a little bit of a problem with that specifically. But I think people are more cordial than they used to be. There's still some trash talk. I think it's always kind of funny that you get someone who'll be aggressive to go take over an island, and then they get super frustrated that the person is not falling within their expected defense ways. Like, yeah, I just think that's kind of funny, because they were the aggressor in the first place, and now they're causing drama in the chat for their own reasons. But I just find that funny. My big issue is just the people teaching people how not to play. That's all.
Yeah, some people agree. A lot of people I'm seeing in the chat agree with what you have to say. Is there anything what will make that better or improve that situation in your opinion?
I think you voiced this before, but you got to find something in game to break up the I want to not defend part. You got to make it where it's advantageous to keep the cities but still keep the pace of the game going. I know that's kind of hard to go with, but I think that's the only way you're going to break it is by breaking that strategy. It's not really even a strategy. It's just, I don't know, to me it's cheating, but whatever. It seems like that's all people do these days. I really appreciate when I get in a good battle with someone else, and especially when they have respect for other people for like good plays and stuff like that. And you see that occasionally, but I don't feel like it was. I feel like I saw more of that in the earlier seasons of playing, and less of that in these later seasons.
Yeah, I see. As I repeat you, as you are right. I said I think I already spoke on that, but I want to make sure people know our main view on this is that we want to make sure that it's a PvP game and competitive game. People will always try to find ways to optimize and get the best they can get, and it's our job as a dev to make sure that the game in itself doesn't encourage any of that, and we have to make sure we have systems in place that's on a macro level. I'm not sure it's a correct word, on macro level, makes it so players doesn't go that way, just to make sure they have an advantage. And yeah, we'll have to find we've been trying many implementations. That's also why we are doing changes on how on level up gold, or maybe increasing the defense value for cities. Just our main route right now is to make sure that keeping cities is more valuable for players, so as to make sure they don't that they care about losing them. So yeah. Also, I forgot to speak on that. Deadly said we needed to increase the Guardian value. He was right, and that's something we've planned. We are going to take, like, we might be thinking of increasing the percentage of Guardian because as the striker gets stronger and stronger, the striker values gets bigger and bigger. It's something we've thought about, we've talked about, and yeah, I think it's fitting for us to make sure that Guardian also increases accordingly. So yeah. Let's, if that's all we have to say about the state of the community, let's do a little, not a little, let's talk more generally about what you guys individually have to suggest, or some things that you want to see changes, or you want to see made to improve the game, or things you feel like the game is lacking, or subjects you want to make sure you bring up during this stream. Let's go with you, Flora. Do you have anything special you want to talk about in particular about the game? Improvements, or
I haven't thought much about it. I think I would leave the golden players to give a straight answer to this one. But usually, if we're talking about, let's see, if we're talking about the, I don't know, higher striker, or for the prestige points, it should be a limit on the striker or something like that. If you have 100 prestige points, maybe you should only be allowed to have a limit of 200% striker or something like that, to limit the players who are using the. I think I'm going to get cursed here. To limit the players who have 450% striker, something like that.
Okay. I see Godish saying that we should get back to the way it was at the beginning, where we had to, if you take back a city, it goes back to level 1. Let's see. Okay, Seven, you have something to say about that? About the general improvements to the game, or some subject you want to talk about in particular, which we didn't brush yet?
No, but it kind of goes back to, what's come up a few times, which is the trading, or the unspoken trading of "don't wall me, I won't wall you" mentality. And I think a big part of that, and this will probably be an unpopular opinion, but I think the problem all comes from the 200% experience, because it's a huge incentive to drop cities, drop your KP, and get the extra bonus. I mean, I typically am one of the higher level players on the server. I've hit 100 before, and I almost never get that bonus 200 experience, because I don't wait for it. I take, I drop people down to, I keep taking it 50%. I have the luxury of higher stats than a lot of people, so that helps. But I think that's one of the biggest driving forces, because if you take all my cities, now I can get 200% getting them back, and it's just an endless cycle.
I see. I
will say the extra experience from defending, I love that change. I think that, that's a huge incentive to wall everybody.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Do you feel like if we make sure your KPs, if we change the way kingdom points are calculated, would that improve that situation, making sure that some people don't take advantage of being low KP while being very, very strong, or being high KP? Plus, there's something you guys brought up at one point. You're saying that the demotivation system doesn't block people higher KP players or stronger players from bullying lower level or weaker players. But can you expand a bit on that? Seven?
Oh, yeah. I mean, once you have really high striker, you can demo anybody. The system is fairly broken in that regard. I think it's a catch-22 with it because you have players, especially early on in the season, with the collect 500 cities that have 500 level ones that are sitting around with little or no KP, so nobody can take anything. And then you have the other players that, don't, they'll have, a few G troops and almost no KP, just from the mechanics of it. It's a combination. There are plenty of players that just will demo everything. And there are times where it makes sense to, but I think it does in some regards for more inactive players, they just get demolished.
Yeah.
There's no stopping some of us.
Okay. I think Shield, you also had something to say about that, or what Seven said really is also what you wanted to say?
Yeah, I think he pretty well covered it. It's just that the stats are getting so crazy for some of these things that, like, I had someone who was demoing one of my cities with like a minute 30 and 500% striker. I was able to go defend it in time, but I had to use like a speed rush to get to it, and it was just it didn't seem right because I was just logged in for the first time that season, and I had to log in a few days late, and I was constantly there just defending the few cities I had. There's a thing on KP management, making sure your KP doesn't spike too fast. I think a lot of players, they're like, oh, I have gold, I'm going to immediately use that gold. But for me, I'll take whatever I can first, and then before logging off for the night, I'll increase my KP more, or I'll use it, or I'll use my golds to boost my KP when collecting rewards for, like, for example, the weekend event. I don't know. I find it a little bit frustrating when big players, all they do, and this is not all big players, but I don't like the strategy when someone is so insecure of fighting and they're only big because all they've done is demo other players, and then they increase the gold, and then they increase the city because they have a lot of gold because they're already high level. But then I have no way to take a city back and no way to actually challenge them, because once they raise the city level, I have to do a lot of work to find a city that I can actually take. And you'll find that after the gold event, so the first event is striker, second event is gold. After the gold event, city levels pop up quick. So if I'm not level 60, 65 by then, I'm stuck. I have nothing to attack. The levels are way too high at that point. And I could definitely see a young player, even in the higher leagues, or a person who doesn't have as much time, in that same position. Unfortunately, I know what I'm doing in game, and I know how to get around it. It does take more finesse to get out of that situation. But there's people who I've seen multiple people just stop playing for that season. They've just got stuck and they have nowhere to go. And trying to teach a lot of those people how to get through it is frustrating because they're having to go a whole continent or two away in order just to get one city. And that's not enough to make them level, but they've got to be persistent enough to do that across the map just to get to the point where they could take the cities that are around their base. Yeah, and then with the timer being put to 1 hour, it kind of pushes that situation even more, because now people are going back and forth to cities, increasing the levels even higher than what they used to be. So it does make it really kind of difficult for the smaller players or the people who just don't have as much time. So I can sympathize. I would say a better player, you can avoid that altogether. Or if you know what parts of the season you need to surge in order to not get stuck in that. But I think that's been an issue into this. So
yeah.
What I'd like to add here to what Shil said, another issue is that people are now allowed to buy the gems. I mean, they are using. There are not much players who can afford or don't want to invest in the game and this much. I mean, a gem it costs a lot, right? So there are a few players who invest and buy those gems to increase their striker. I mean, last season I saw a player who was on his 4th season and his strike was higher than I had, and I'm on my 13th season, so they are using that as an advantage.
I see. So we should make sure, like, sorry, my throat. We should make sure to like buff, make sure that people that haven't invested that much should be able to protect themselves, which goes with the fact that we could increase the guardian values. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah. I'm told it's not an issue. For me, it's an issue. Sorry. Sorry, Turtle, it's an issue for me.
Also, Deadly,
I mean, I can,
yeah, go on.
I can kind of sympathize with what she's saying. I've been playing since season 3, and I'm playing in. If I go to diamond, my gear is below average now. It used to be kind of average, but now it's getting below average to players who've just started playing the game. So their stats are high. Fortunately, like skill does have a play in this, but it's kind of demoralizing after playing for 3 years and people coming in with stuff that's significantly better. It almost makes it where I don't have much of a chance anymore against some of those players, and that sucks just because I know where my skill set is. I know it's pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's the top. Like I'd say definitely 2 Deadly and 7 and Brit and some others have definitely better skills than I do, but I could take out a good portion of the people if the game was just a little bit more balanced skill set wise.
Okay, good thoughts. Deadly, I realized I didn't ask you the things you want to see done.
So I guess
comments about all this.
I'd comment on the pay to win complaints as well, but that's beating a dead horse at this point. Like I feel like that's been mentioned enough that I don't really need to. I guess another thing that I should probably bring up is just, and this is more from a US perspective, I don't know if it's the same on EU, but the season end times. Just because, especially with shields, right? It becomes a point of either you get a shield, you stay up until 4 a.m., or you can't play. Because if you sleep for the last few hours of the season, you're kind of screwed.
Thing with shields, that was already brought up many times, and don't worry, guys, people who are in the US servers, I feel you about that. It's since we have to do maintenance, we take the season ends to do maintenance, and we do that early in the morning here in France, which is Europe. We have to do it on all servers. We don't have separate, we can do different times of maintenance for all servers, so we just we decided to do it at the same time. We realized for some, especially those who are in the US, it makes it so the end of a season happens at an inconvenient time. Maybe we can also to circumvent that, we could check how we deal with the shields if we could make sure that people who aren't able to wake up like at 4 during the season end can have shields on. I don't know yet. I don't have a view on how that would impact the game. But yeah, definitely that complaint has been heard, and we've been thinking about it. And don't worry, we know about it. And I feel you guys from America.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the to the one-use shield suggestion, right? Which is, it's just an easier way that if someone doesn't want to get the shield full-time, they can just get it for 1 day.
Yeah.
And that would mostly solve it, I think, just because it allows for at least individual people to have malleable end times without having to, stay up until 4 a.m., right?
Yeah. The 1 day shield on just wait, you're talking about the fact that if people had the option to have just 1 day of a watcher without having a full month, is that what you're talking about, or the full day of shield?
Yeah, even if it was more expensive per day, like if it was 100 sapphires, for example, instead of 1,500 for 30, that would mostly solve it, I think, just because it allows. It allows at least the end time to be fixed if you need it to.
Yeah. Definitely, that's also something we've been checking out and we've been working on. That just to provide a way for people to get just a few days of advisors in the watchers as we were talking about. But don't take my word for it. I can't. I don't even have the right to tell you that because it's not yet approved. But that's something we are definitely taking into account. Don't take my word for it being worked on and that it's going to happen into the game. But we are definitely considering having that in the game. Okay, coming back to generous improvements to the game and all the subjects we brushed upon, I'm going to take a few minutes to answer take some questions from the chat. If you guys see someone said something you want to bring up in the stream during the stream in chat, don't so you have a full. You can say if you find someone saying something and you want to answer to it, don't hesitate. You can do it. But also do it on my side if you will.
As I'm asked by my friends to, we need the game needs to fix the notification issue and the expectation problems that we have at the moment.
Are you on iOS device?
Europe.
What's your device? Is it an Apple device or Android?
Oh, not. I'm referring generally from what I'm hearing, the feedback that I get at this moment.
Yeah, expeditions normally the expedition notifications should have been a lot better. We've released a fix for that. Is it still happening to many people? The fact that they don't have notifications for the adventurer, or you mean like they need more notifications about what the adventurer is doing?
Yeah, I think they can write it in the chat what is meant by that. But on the attack notifications, I myself did not see I was being attacked this morning, so maybe I need to submit a ticket on that as well.
Oh yeah, thank you for bringing that up. We've had reports for. Personally, I don't have a view on all the things that have been reported, but I knew there was some things going on with the iOS devices, so I didn't know it was a general. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Falco, check these questions. Okay, tell me.
Yeah, I'm told that the iOS devices are not working properly.
Yeah, we've had some issues with the iOS platform on that. And also, there's also one specific thing we've noticed with iOS. It isn't the same subject, but some people had like their screen had some weird colors with iOS, and we realized what was going on. It had something to do with the black and white or dark mode, or it's the dark mode. If you don't see the map correctly on iOS. I'm going to release an official statement about that, but some people had that issue for some time now, and we just realized that it's the dark mode, and only the game doesn't work when you choose to the high contrast mode, as opposed to the dark mode. I don't have an iOS device, so if I'm using the wrong terms, people can correct me. But yeah, if you have that issue, you should make sure to disable the high contrast mode. Let me check the stream questions. Channel on Discord, as people say they've sent some questions there. If you guys have anything to say, don't worry, you can talk, you can ask them. Oh, people are asking for a max player level for the season. So let's say level 160, level 2 65, level 3 69. Wouldn't that be frustrating for some players who have more time to play? Well, what's your take on that? Let's say, for example, Shields. Do you feel like 60 putting a max level limit on per day would be fair? Wouldn't be? I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I feel like some players would be frustrated. They can't progress during their day. Not sure.
I don't know. I think when you restrict a player's ability to play with their account, they're just going to make another account. And I don't know if that's necessarily productive, especially if they make enough counts where eventually they start getting in the same leagues, and then you have violations of the terms of service. So I don't know if I'm necessarily a fan of that. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
All right. Because that's I think it's Firefight. Yes, Firefight was because I've seen this one some other time. That's also why I took the time to talk about it, because I've seen it a few times. Say let's limit. And that's just limiting, as you said, people's freedom to play, and it would be. I don't know. I don't really see the appeal to that for players. It would be more frustrating than more. It could help us with the people who play too much compared to those who don't have enough time to play, and that will make it less unfair. But yeah, that's also why leagues are their leagues. Those who have more time or spend more time in the game, they'll be higher ranked than those who don't. Maybe I'm biased, or the way I'm phrasing it isn't the correct way, but I don't feel like limiting someone's ability to play would be the good thing. to do.
I have one other thought on this. So when I play, I typically surge a lot of levels at one time, just because I need to get levels up. And I think if you were limiting that, that would limit the people also who can only come on occasionally. They won't ever really be able to max out. The people who are on daily will be able to max out, and the catch up won't be the same for the people who can't get on every day. It'll create an artificial buffer between activity and non-activity.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Something else which was brought up in the chat is Godish saying the AS server is really small, that we don't have enough players. You'll be glad to hear, Godish, that we have been doing some more acquisition for players in Asia to make sure to populate the Asian servers. That's also something we're aware of, and we've been taking the measures for that. So don't worry about it. Yeah, first, while people ask the questions, I'm going to close the giveaway and pick, let's say, how many viewers do we have? Let me check. I'm going to divide the amount of viewers and see if I can give 3 or 5, between 3 and 5 city skins. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm going to give pick 4 winners. Let me just make sure that Dara gets known, then make sure that Triggerman gets known. No, I'm joking. Kenpachi, you two don't get any skin. Just joking. Okay, let me pick the winners. Normally you see our name on the screen. Alright, first winner, Louisy Tuck. I'm very bad with names, guys. Let me just paste it on the chat in case. The giveaway is closed, guys. You can't enter anymore. I closed it like 2 minutes ago. Normally you should have seen a notification on the chat. Alright, next winner is Crasser. WTF E Crasser. Nice name. Alright, the next winner, Temple. I know. Let me pick another one. This one doesn't count. I'm joking. I'm going to pick your fourth one. Z-Man Monkeys. Alright, Z-Man, you are the next winner. Let's see, the next one is no, I'm joking, it's not Crackdale. It's not you, I'm sorry. That's the most I can give. 4 is already enough, it's already much. If not, I'm going to have issues with the company. Don't worry, the next time, Furious, the next time. Okay, guys, let's get on with the stream and bring it to a conclusion. Let me put it back into context. So this stream, we took the time to take the feedback on changes we made into the game and also the state of the game with players. As a reminder, we have most of the people from the company watch these streams. So everything you say directly or in chat is seen by them. And so you can be assured your voice is heard. Now, also the reason why I bring players to discuss with me is the fact that I alone can have all the subjects players can want to talk about. So having some more experienced or less experienced players with me on stream helps me have a broader array of subjects to talk about, and having people who have a lot more experience and a lot better at me at the game, frankly. So it's a good thing. As to how I pick people to join here, I just make sure that those I pick have a history of being nice people, and I wouldn't say behave, but wouldn't be rude to other players. For example, some of you are making comments in chat about some other people. That's also one of the things we check when we want to pick players to talk about on the game. We want to make sure the person gives his opinion while being respectful, and also we pick people who want to see the game improved as opposed to just what they think is annoying about the game. So yeah, all that to say, if you want to participate on the future stream or the next stream, just keep being active on Discord, keep being nice to others. Sorry about the noise, and maybe at one point just contact me. I know my DMs are locked, but I still watch the Discord, and I know all of you. I know everything you guys say, okay? Mike Douglas, all of you, shield. Shield is here. I see him. I see what he does. I know him personally as a player. I've talked to him. Other players, I don't have as much visibility on them. So the ones I most comfortable with are those I'm sure would bring some added value to the streamers for the experience, but also as for the fact that they are cultures and they know what they're talking about. I don't know as much as all of them. I think I'm the most noob from all the ones who are here on stream. So yeah, if you want to participate next time, make sure to ask and keep being respectful. So thank you all to all my guests. Thank you, Flora, for being here.
Thank you also.
Thank you, Seven, for your opinions, and thank you for sharing with me.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, Shield, it's a pleasure to have you a second time on the stream. Thank you for always agreeing to my request of sharing with the community and also talking about the game. I know you have some things you've been saying for a long time, but it's always good as a reminder. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, no trouble, and thanks for letting us put some word out about the guide. It's appreciated. Thanks.
Nah, it's our pleasure. Deadly, I'm really glad I could have you today on stream. So thank you for accepting. Maybe you could come in next time. Nah, I'm joking. Just if you agree, maybe we'll have you next time. If you don't worry. So thank you for being here. I know you also had a really good insights about the game. So thank you for being here, Deadly.
It's fun. I was happy to be here. That was good.
Ah, perfect. I'm glad you said it. All the other ones I don't care about. It's only too Deadly I care about. So as long as he said he's happy to be here, all of you, the rest of you can go home. I'm joking. I'm joking. So yeah, thank you very much for being on the stream. You are reaching about we'll soon end the stream. It's only normally it would last until 10 minutes remaining. So let's take the 10 last minutes remaining to see if there's anything interesting in chat. If I don't feel like the discussion is going anywhere, I'm going to end the stream. So any last word on the chat? Anything you want? I didn't notice you want to make sure I see. There's no more promo codes, guys, okay? It's finished. It's the end of promo codes now. You guys always keep asking for no more promo codes. It's already been 4. You guys want to ruin me. I'll have issues with the company if you keep going. Fan Beta, what is your question? Oh, Lifunza King, you want me to see your question? I can't receive your messages because I have my DMs on private. Only people I have as friends can send me a message. Make sure to send me at least add me on a general channel with what you have to say. And when I feel like it's something which needs private talk, I'll accept your friend invitation and we'll talk about it. But if it's something I feel like I can answer directly on the general chat, I might do it. But yeah. A special Twitch viewer skin. Actually, the special Twitch viewer skin is the Dwarf Forge skin, city skin. We've already been giving it on streams. But yeah, we are working on new features. And one of those new features is especially customizations. And I'll try to pitch in a word for all my Twitch friends to have a special skin for you guys, not only the Dwarf Forge city skin. I get you. Dimitri asked if you could get a summary of the stream in French. Unfortunately, since most of our players are from English-speaking countries, or most of those countries have knowledge of English, to make sure that we include the broadest spectrum of players, we have to speak in English, and we have to do the streams in English. And if we started doing like a translation into one language or the other, we couldn't do like one instead of and leave the others out. So we choose to do it mainly in English. But who knows, maybe if one day we are bigger, we'll have someone who does like subtitles. But that can't be me. You hear my English, it's not that good, so. When is the private messages coming? It's on our roadmap. It's one of the things we are working on right now. So don't worry, the Costco. Pepe asks for more skins. Yeah, more skins are coming, as I said. The Asian leaderboard, want to see, please fix. What's happening with the Asian leaderboard? Oh yeah, at the end of season leaderboards. Please, those kinds of issues, just keep sending your reports, even if it's just feedback. can send your reports to the support team. It doesn't really need to concern only you. If you feel like there's something in game you want to report, you want to make sure you improve, send that to support. And about the leaderboard in Asia, I think I saw that coming up sometime. That's also why I'm saying it. If the leaderboard has issues, make sure to keep reporting it in the support. And the more you do it, the more it's going to gain weight, and make sure that it gets prioritized. That's a little tip for you. Any news on the on the notification? Sorry, my throat. Any news on the notifications? Actually, we are working on that. Personally, I thought iOS was the bulk of it, but I can see that most players, I'm not the one in charge of doing the fixing, so I can't really give you in real time what's happening, but I can assure you they are aware of it. And just so you know, for me, to show you how much I'm not the best person to ask about that, but the fact that you write it in chat is best because they see it on our company members see it on the chat. But first, for me, I was more convinced that the issue was more on the iOS side. So it's a good thing you remind as a reminder for me too, to see that we need to emphasize on the other devices too. As I said, I'm not the one more into the nitty-gritty of things, so they're working on it, and they'll tell you. I'll make sure to give you an announcement once we have found a fix. Hugo, remove the upgrade cities event. What do you mean? Oh yeah, a lot of suggestions. Guys, I can't take too many suggestions. I'll have to end the stream. My guests don't have all the time of the day to give to me. I'm already thankful enough for them to being here. All right, guys, let's end this stream here. Thank you for joining us on the stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. I also thank you for your questions. Thank you for your remarks. It helps us improve the game, gives us much needed feedback. And as always, the stream is a way for you guys to express yourselves. I keep saying it, but the company watches the streams, watches the comments. So when you have something to say, make sure to come on stream and say it. Maybe I might not be the one to give you the correct answer, but you know that they see it and maybe they'll have something better to say about it than me. Okay? All right. Thank you all my guests for being here. Thank you for all the players for being here. Hope to see you on the next time. Hope to have more people on stream again, and you guys keep getting more and more on stream, and it's a pleasure for me. It makes it worthwhile to do this. I feel like the players are enjoying this, so it's a good thing. Bring your friends, and don't always ask for the codes, okay? Ask for also how I'm doing. It's never how Azen is doing. It's always how many codes are remaining, okay? Ask how I'm doing. Am I doing good? Or you care about other codes, okay? I need to be jealous. Alright, let me start rambling around. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you to all the guests, and see you on the next stream. This is it, guys. Peace out.
Million Lords, real-time strategy, war never ends.
Eons of war, forged into jewels. The glory of battle is finally in our hands. A mighty strength. The power of gems.
war never ends.